A very good day, I would like to bid to everyone who's watching this. My name is Josiah Lim, and I'm from Group 21, together with our leader, Kaiwu Zakwan, Jobert Guan, and Hen Kai Sian. Today, we will be discussing the effects of COVID-19 on the medical equipment industry in Malaysia. The first effect that COVID-19 had on the medical equipment industry in Malaysia is an increase in mask usage. As you can see from the chart provided, there was an increase in masks usage all the way from 55% in the initial phase of the outbreak on February 23, 2020 to about 87% in April 2021, which was about a year later. Various tests were also conducted by scientists to prove that wearing a mask helps stop the spread of COVID-19, such as the testing the ability of various masks in absorbing respiratory droplets, and they also came to the conclusion that people who had influenza or the common cold, when they wore a mask, it significantly reduced the amount of these respiratory viruses emitted in droplets and aerosols. Thus, it comes to no surprise that there was a massive public demand for medical masks. The World Health Organization estimated there was about 89 million medical masks were required for the COVID-19 response each month. Additionally, the government also introduced a new lockdown for all states. Just recently, on the 28th of May 2021, they've announced that the country will undergo a 2-week lockdown from June 1st all the way to June 14th. There was also a massive public outrage at the price of masks, which at the time cost 2 ringgit. As such, in response, the government decided to lower the price to 1 ringgit in August of 2020. Mask industries all around Malaysia had a lot of trouble coping with the high demand for face masks, and it comes with no surprise that had led to production backlogs of 4 to 6 months in fulfilling orders. The new maximum retail price is 1 ringgit per unit or 50 ringgit per box, while the maximum wholesale price is 95 cents per unit or 47 ringgit 50 cents per box.
Greetings, I'm Hen Kai Sian. Now I will start my presentation. So recently, the interest in glove stock has shrunk. Companies that have diversified into glove business are set to launch next year and benefit from strong demand for gloves even in the post-pandemic era. The property developer recently received shareholders' approval to diversify into glove manufacturing, and is ruling out the possibility of expanding into other healthcare products such as personal protective equipment (PPE), pharmaceuticals, medical products, and services. Another developer, TT Jaya Land Berhad, has entered into distribution agreement with Rubberex Corporation Berhad to diversify into healthcare products. On the other hand, the demand for medical equipment raw material has increases. The global shortage of rubber gloves, according to the Malaysia Rubber Glove Manufacturers Association (MAGMA), will last up to 6 to 8 months. Global glove consumption is expected to reach 390 billion pieces in 2021, up to 330 billion pieces in this year, representing an 18% year-on-year increase, according to Dennis Low, the president of MAGMA. According to Hong Leong Investment Bank research, the total production capacity of the big 4 glove players will increase by 14.6% in 2020 from 185.08 billion pieces to 212.15 billion pieces in 2021, and by 6.3% in 2022 to 235.48 billion pieces. Notion Vitec Berhad and Chroma Corp Berhad, Iconic Worldwide Berhad, SCGM Berhad, and Pekka Group Berhad are among the companies that have been diversified into this sector this year. Other chemical companies such as Sancheng Holdings Berhad, Hexacorp Berhad, and Hexstar Global Berhad benefit from the use of their chemicals in the production of personal care products. Vaccine deals have been announced by several big companies like Pharma Niaga Berhad, Bintai Kinden Corporate Berhad, Hua Genting Berhad, and etc. Just 2 months after signing the agreement, Hong Seng Consolidated Berhad, formerly known as MSCM Holdings Berhad and RP Integrated Berhad, mutually terminated their medical drugs and vaccine joint venture. RP Integrated and Hong Seng 51% owned HS Biosupplies Shenyang Berhad have formed a partnership to pursue distribution and opportunity from China Shanghai Fosun Pharmaceutical Group Corporation for medical drugs and vaccines. So subsequently, PPE demand and production in Malaysia has increases. A growing number of Bursa Malaysia listed companies are announcing plans to shift their production and distribution capabilities to medical products and equipments such as face masks and shields, hand sanitizers, disinfection products, and medical ventilators. Malaysia is one of the world's top rubber gloves producer with the Top Gloves Corporation Berhad, which is listed on Malaysia's stock exchange, being the world's largest manufacturer of medical gloves. The average selling price ASPs are trending upwards, with the glove makers are now predicting market gathering increase of 5 to 15% per quarter over quarter, while spot selling price for gloves have risen by 100% to 100% in the last few months due to panic buying. Several textile companies, including Kelly Holdings, a Bursa Malaysia listed investment holding company primarily engaged in the manufacturing, retail, export, and direct sales of undergarments, household products, and property development and construction, have changed their revenue streams. Kelly Holdings, which are announced it will diversify into face masks and personal protective equipment production for export, with Germany, the United States, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and India as their target markets. Mariawa Industries Shenyang Berhad, Kelly's wholly owned subsidiary, has signed a product manufacturing agreement with Nissin Marketing Shenyang Berhad, a wholly owned subsidiary of Nissin Resources Berhad, for the appointment of Mariawa as the original equipment manufacturer of Nissin Marketing brand name products, which mainly consist of fabric masks, to solidify its new business venture. Fabric face mask under the brand name Musketeer, Coolmax fiber protective masks and personal protective equipment will be manufactured for Nissin Resources brand name products. Healthcare Berhad, whose stock has more than tripled since late March in 2020, announced that its wholly owned subsidiary LIC Medicare Shenyang Berhad is teaming up with BioFresh Hygiene Services Shenyang Berhad to market cleanliness, hygiene, and sanitization service in Malaysia, following the COVID-19 outbreak, which has raised the hygiene awareness. Meanwhile, Sanichi Technology Berhad, AT Systemization Berhad, and PCB Berhad are three Malaysian listed companies that have teamed up with Horizon Solar LLC in the United States to produce medical-grade mechanical air ventilators to take advantage of global shortage. Now, I would like to pass to Khairul to...
Hello and good morning. My name is Khairul Zakwan and I am the leader of Group 21. Today, I will be explaining my group's fourth and fifth point on the effects of COVID-19 on Malaysia's medical industry. My group's fourth point is that during the pandemic, glove companies in Malaysia have experienced growth. Gloves are an integral part of PPEs or personal protective equipment. Therefore, it is to no one's surprise that the demands for gloves has increased. Malaysia, as a major glove producer, has produced up to 240 million units of gloves in the year 2020, meeting up to 70% of the world's demands. During the pandemic, all of the glove companies has experienced growth, even if they've only released their report up to the third quarter of the year. But one of the major players, Top Glove, has experienced a major surge of sales. In their 2020 report, it is found that they had experienced a 470% increase of post-tax profits. Next, SOPs are still being enforced, especially in service and public transport sectors, since workers are expected and have to wear PPEs and gloves whenever they interact with the public to prevent contamination. With all this in mind, Dr. Subramaniam, the president of the Malaysian Rubber Glove Manufacturing Association, has expected the glove industry to grow even after the pandemic is over in Malaysia, especially with China and India rising up to be the world's biggest glove market. My group's fifth and final point is that non-medical companies are also joining the fight against COVID-19 by filling in the gaps and producing more PPEs. According to Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, the Malaysia's Health General Director, Malaysia uses up to 59 million units of PPE per month. With Malaysia being so underprepared and under-equipped, the Malaysian government is scrambling to find more PPEs. The Malaysian Plastic Manufacturing Association has answered this cry for help by repurposing their machines to produce more PPEs and also materials which are essential to produce PPEs. These materials are later then sent to the Federation of Malaysian Fashion and Textile Association, which has retrained some of their workers and also repurposed the machines to produce more PPEs. Lastly, Proton, the national car brand, has volunteered to produce 60,000 pieces of face masks and also loans some of their cars to the Ministry of Health.
My name is Robert Guan Bong. In conclusion, the effects of COVID-19 on the medical equipment industry in Malaysia isn't as bad as we think. Compared to other industries such as the entertainment, accommodation, education industry, and etc. An increase in mask usage causes high supply and demand, which mask companies are earning a net profit during COVID-19. Companies that involve in the medical industry too are also profiting during the COVID-19. PPE demands and production in Malaysia has also increased, especially for medical equipment. Glove companies are growing in Malaysia and is expected to stay competitive even after COVID-19. Non-medical companies are merging into the medical equipment industry to aid against COVID-19. So, it's time for a Q&A. Why did your team choose the medical equipment industry? Well, when we were discussing what should we pick for an industry, there is a medical mask beside my table. So, I suggested, why don't we do mask industry since many people are using the mask? From there, we changed and improvised the topic from mask industry to medical equipment industry. Do you think that only medical equipment industry is the only industry that is blooming during COVID-19? Well, I don't think so, to be honest. Other industries too are blooming during COVID-19, such as the online food and grocery delivery industry like Foodpanda, GrabFood, Lalamove, and SmartBuy. Basically, they are delivering foods to customers at home during Movement Control Order or MCO almost every day. Do you think the medical equipment industry will continue to grow even after COVID-19? Yes, I believe that the medical equipment industry will continue to grow even after COVID-19, as there will be new variants or mutants of existing viruses. Thus, new medical types of equipment will be needed to battle against them. Is there anything else do you want to add? No, that will be all from us. Thank you.